Hi guys, it is almost 20 to 8 on Thursday the 16th of February. I've not vlogged for almost a week, not because I've not got anything to say, but just because work and training have been so incredibly busy. So unfortunately I've not had a huge amount of time. Which brings me on to the topic of tonight's subject. How do you overcome exhaustion and fatigue to get to the gym and make sure you smash out the best workout you can achieve at that time? The reason I wanted to blog about that is because I was reading an article today in Men's Health magazine, I think it was, and it was talking about how the best way of overcoming workout fatigue is, guess what? It's to buy a product that somebody has paid them to endorse, and therefore your issues of tiredness and fatigue will be overcome. You know, effectively stick a couple of extra scoops of some rich piano or whatever it is, magic powder into your pre, intra or post-workout shake, and all of a sudden you're going to be able to find the energy to run several marathons, one after the other. Of course, it's nonsense, and it's not reflective of the real-world situation, in which real life can sometimes present major obstacles that just cause sheer exhaustion. And no matter what you do, you just stay exhausted. So I thought I'd talk about what I do to overcome exhaustion and how I stay motivated to get to the gym, just to see if it helps anybody listening to the blogs, or whether it's similar to something that you guys do. So for me, really, it's important to sort of tell you what I do. I'm a 39-year-old self-employed consultant. I work in the commercial design and property investment sector. I work for a number of major multinational companies who are all incredibly demanding, with very high expectations, and I look after their multi-million pound property development and construction projects. It's an incredibly highly technical, highly professional, highly demanding and incredibly stressful job. I look after multi-million pounds at any one time, several hundred staff, a supply chain, various other consultants, end users, stakeholders, factory authorities, government, local government, and so on and so forth. There aren't many people who do specifically what I do, and that's probably with a good reason, really, is that it's all-encompassing, it dominates everything, and you can't ever really switch off. I'm up at 6:30 in the morning. I rarely go to bed before midnight, half midnight, so I'm up for 18 hours, just over. I'm lucky if I get 5 or 6 hours of undisturbed sleep a night. I've been known to work 70 hours a week, sometimes more. I try not to work weekends, because weekends is for family time or for me to catch up on all the other private things that I need to do. I do train 7 days a week, however. That for me is an important release, as well as being important as part of my preparation. I also have a macronutrient and supplementation plan that is uniquely designed to support my very hectic and relentless pace of life and my very demanding training schedule. Having an extra couple of scoops of something is going to make absolutely fuck all difference to my performance at the gym. So I somehow have to overcome that tiredness and that extreme fatigue sometimes, in order to push myself to get to the gym, which is the first hurdle, and then when I get there, to make sure I perform at my best. It would be very easy, quite a lot of the time, to stay where I'm sat, switch on the TV, make myself a mug of hot chocolate and say, do you know what, I'll have a rest day today and I'll go back to the gym tomorrow. But that kind of attitude isn't going to get me a podium position. And I'm not talking about that's what I'm expecting on the 1st of April, because I'm not. But at some stage, at the start of the new fitness career that I'm embarking on, you obviously want to compete and you want to win. And that kind of attitude, that kind of aspiration isn't going to be achieved by saying, I'll have a rest today. Rest is incredibly important, and it's the one area of my preparation that I don't get enough of, but I can't do anything about that, I'm afraid. Work pays the bills, it keeps me in the lifestyle I've become accustomed to. I have to work when my clients want me to, and I have to address the issues that often come up on their sites. And that means everything else has to work around that training. It's almost 8 o'clock now, and I've just finished writing a report and prepping for a meeting a tower meeting that I'll be chairing tomorrow. Relentless. Now, I will go to the gym tonight and train shoulders, and I will do so to the best of my ability. Will hopefully, like every other previous session that Tim's created for me, achieve a number of personal bests. I will either improve form and technique and make sure they're the best that they have been, and better than the previous session, or I will lift a couple of extra reps per set, or I might knock out some heavier weights. Either way, the session, I'll finish the session hopefully satisfied that I can't have done any more, and if I've done that, then it's been a successful session. So I was sat thinking about what I was going to talk about tonight, and here are my top 6 things that I do to make sure that I am mentally and emotionally prepared to push myself that bit further to overcome that fatigue and motivation. Before I do that, it's worth saying that I am incredibly tired today. You can probably tell. I am exhausted. I had 3.5, 4 hours sleep last night. Simply because of work and training. I was up early today, and I've been in 12 hours worth of meetings which I have chaired, of 20 consultants, all competing. So my brain hasn't yet switched off, and it probably won't until I hit the sack later. So what do I do? Right, well, I have a pre-workout routine that I go through as part of my daily chores, and it's probably a bit OCD-ish, really. I pack my bag in the same order and put the same things in it. I do it at the same time before I head to the gym, and it seems to work for me. I wear the same kit generally, but it's part of my routine. It's part of my superstition of prepping, and it tells my mind that I'm preparing to do the last thing of the day, which is training. I'm incredibly driven, and I hate changing plans, so I make sure that my training schedule can't be adjusted or amended. The reason it's 7 days a week is because it gives me a focus 7 days a week, and it gives me no room for error. The training is obviously different intensities and different body parts, so that my body parts do get sufficient rest between sessions, but I'm doing something every day, and it works for me, and it's taken me to where I've got to. I've also set up a daily review process with my coach Tim, so that I report back each day on the progress, and he gives direct feedback, and that makes me accountable to him. I don't like letting people down, so that accountability, that transactional relationship between me and my coach keeps me on my toes and makes sure that I bloody well get to the gym and I do my best. You probably noticed I've blogged about it quite a bit. There are quite a number of people who are hoping that I fail in my desires to get stage ready. That I have, it's taken some time, but I've turned that into a very positive and highly motivational thought process. It now drives me really hard to the gym to make sure that I am able to stick 2 metaphorical fingers up to them when I step on stage. And in fact, I stick 2 fingers up to them every session by knocking out a better performance each time. I also drink copious amounts of coffee. Without coffee, I couldn't survive. I'm waiting and praying for the moment that Costa or Starbucks invent an intravenous facility so that I can walk around with one of those drip bags 24 hours a day. That would be amazing. I also have a conversation with myself before each session and chat about what is it I'm aiming for, what am I trying to get out of it, what does a successful session look like, and I record the data. I record every metric, and to me that provides a diary and some way of measuring what I've done before so that I can track progress. And I find it incredibly useful because then when you're feeling a bit down, you think, oh, well, actually, every session I've been at, I've been able to get either improve my form, improve my technique, lift a heavier weight, or knock out 1 or 2 more reps. And that's an incredibly motivational thing when you can see the change and the progress that's being made. I also have photographs on my phone of the 3 life-changing stages of my life: when I was obese, when I sustained a serious spinal injury, and of course when I got down to my very scrawny 78, 79 kilo self. And those 3 photographs prove that no matter what life has thrown at me, I've managed to overcome it successfully. And the last thing I do is I play the same music to myself before I go to the gym. It's not one of these speeches, but if that works for you, great. But I play some incredibly lively dance and house music. I love house. I play it, I get motivated, and I start dancing away, and I know my energy levels are coming back up. So those 6 things really, really work for me. It is almost 10 to 8 now. I'm about to go through that process to get to the gym. I should be probably at the gym by about 20 past, half past 8. And then I will knock out my shoulder session. As I say, I'm incredibly tired. It'd be very easy for me just to pop over to the sofa with a cup of cocoa and watch whatever crap programming is on TV tonight. But I won't do that. I'll get to the gym, I'll get shoulders done, I'll come back, feel satisfied, have my tea, go to bed, try and get some sleep, and repeat again in the morning. That's about it. If you believe these articles in these health magazines, great. I just think you're wasting your money. For me, the best form of overcoming fatigue is mind over matter. You've got to want something enough, and if you want it enough, you'll find the